Hey, educators! Have you and the students been struggling with online learning? Are you having trouble motivating students to complete tasks on time? Looking for ways to motivate the students without reinventing the wheel? Are you willing to look to another industry to find a solution that can work for you and the students? Raise your hands if you have come to realize that the world has changed since you graduated from high school. I will wait a minute. Now be honest with yourself and don't worry. I can't see you. Wink, wink. I'm Coach Larry, and I'm here to present a handbook for building online communication through sports examples. Whether you are on the first teaching assignment after graduating the certificate, been teaching for 10 years, or nearly retirement, it has become clear that technology, including Wi-Fi and social media, have been revolutionary how much of the world communications and stay connected. Alright, educators, maybe asking yourself what's the difference between a captive audience and a non-captive audience and asynchronous learning. Believe me, these terms seem to be rather overwhelming to me as well when I first started coaching others instead of just sports players. Captive audience is a group of one location or doing an activity between they need to be there, not generally because they just want to be there, fake school or work. Non-captive audience are generally seen as times when you want to be somewhere, party or event. Synchronized learning is generally referred to as when everyone, the student and the teacher, are in the same room learning the same material at the same time and interacting with each other's life. Educators and students are able to pick up each other's nonverbal cues, body language, position, and taking those cues to help answer each other. Asynchronous learning is when students can learn on their own pace, their own time, and maybe even separate materials. Students are not together in groups, and the teacher or educator is not active in the room with them. A lesson can be recorded and played back later, and students could be anywhere around the world working on these items. Often, asynchronous environments are seen as entertainment activities and not meant for work or school. However, digital platforms are designed to operate in asynchronous or non-captive environments. COVID-19 only brought these issues of online and distant learning more to the forefront as educators graduate school courses was paused online. Almost overnight, COVID forced more rapid adoptions of online learning than had evolved natural over the last quarter of the century. Unfortunately, this left a huge gap in the ways information was presented, communicated, and absorbed by both teachers and students. So, if you like me, and you remember when this gentleman were president, then you have also experienced some of the pains of transitioning between the digital and traditional world. However, if you remember George W. Bush II, the Reagan administration, or even this gentleman, when you were in high school, the internet-based education may be a very new place for you. Educators, it's not the fault. Traditionally, education is synchronized, meant to be taught in person at the same time in the same place with limited course materials. Online education is asynchronous. There are far more options of how much information to include when a student participates in the lesson, how the student participates in the lessons. Now we have a situation when almost all teachers were taught how to teach in synchronized environments in distance. The entire education from kindergarten through college was in synchronized environment. However, students first learned the asynchronous environment when they're for fun and then focus to use them in the education setting. We now have a generation of young leaders that have spent away from a few years in asynchronous learning to their entire education career. Children learning in the 4th grade do not know what it's like to experience only synchronized in-person learning the way most of us learned. Older students now realize there is a different way to learn that is less structured and has more options. Educators are having to go back to school and quickly relearn how to think, teach, act, and react because they don't have the same crews from the students that they did just a few years ago. Unfortunately, teachers have a limited time and resources and need a fast way to engage students in an asynchronous environment. Educators, I know that your time is precious and you don't have the opportunity to go back and learn an entire lifetime skill or learning, which is the array education field needs to have solutions at its fingertips. A new way to take advantage of the best practices already learned in a digital asynchronous environment from that industry. The education field is lacking, but can take best practices from all places. Sports. Sports have been early adapted because they are both asynchronous and some things people want to participate in. Users have often been built skills that help them to access these environments, and sports have learned many lessons of what does and doesn't work while building a platform to provide better quality, higher engagement activities where people can be participating, feeling that they have an achievement part of community event, even community ever thought they are distracted from their own homes, down the street, even across the world from each other period. Often their interactions can be both instrumental and delay people who come and go watching games at their leisure and appointment time have a community of others who are able to watch and learn at the same time. Have a unfamiliar field. Education is late adopted because audience have to be there. They have to be trained to bring the wrong approach to a new skill development digital classroom space. Each chapter of the series is going to be set up as an episode that introduces you to a point when sports can be used to help the education industry, including building better engagements between educators and students, managing the overwhelming access to information, building feelings of unity, connectedness, and pride, dealing with a lack of motivation and a lack of face-to-face interactions on both the part of the student and the educator, lack of communication skills developed, a lack of nonverbal cues that will all become addicted to in a synchronized traditional classroom. So educators, come check out Coach Larry's handbook to help you jumpstart and how to better connect with fellow educators and students in the digital world.